Alright, it's time. We're doing the Rhea and Edelgard comparison. Now let's start with the good intentions. Rhea wants to keep the remaining Nabateans safe. Edelgard wants to make sure no one else suffers the way she has. And on the surface, these are very good ideals. These are things that we would all support, because that's the sensible, ethical thing to do. But now we move into horrible execution. Because Rhea blames Nemesis and the 10 elites, and essentially humanity, for what those who slither in the dark did in the Red Canyon, everything in this culture that she's built is built around keeping her in power and keeping humanity in check. So they regularly mention that several books are banned, and in Three Hopes, for example, you'll read things and it'll say at the end, like, you're allowed to read this. A lot of the books in the library in Abyss, in Three Houses, are forbidden. Some of them have been partially destroyed. There is a reference that the printing press was invented, but the church banned it. There's also references to medicinal study, but the church banned that as well because they wanted faith magic to be the only thing people could use to treat illness and injury. So, again, the way Rhea is choosing to keep harm away from her people is to actively oppress the tool that those who slither in the dark used, i.e. greedy people, but she thinks all people. Even the academy itself only recently allowed commoner students, and they can still only attend if they have a wealthy noble backing them. And why is this? Because nobility is determined by crests, which is technically Nabatean blood, in their system, so again, it is completely within the control of her and her people. And now we switch to Edelgard and her horrible execution. She wanted to take no risks that she would fail in removing those who slither in the dark and the threat that is very present to humanity and other people suffering the way she had. But when you go zero risk, you also go zero opportunity. And what I mean by that is no one really got a chance to be part of this. Like I said in one of my last videos, yeah, she did tell everyone they could just totally surrender or side with her. Realistically, they're not gonna do that. You're threatening to take over all of Fodlan out of nowhere. Instead of trying to test the waters with Claude and realizing that he doesn't support the church either, or talking to Dimitri more and potentially uncovering the fact that they were friends back in Ferdiad, and that he is upset about the tragedy of Duscur and trying to figure out who's responsible, she stuck with the thing she knew no one would be able to stop her from doing. Which again stamps out any other possibility of a more peaceful solution. All these decisions they make from a place of trauma, which is very realistic and super compelling for their character parallels.